Welcome, guys, to the Recruitment Journey series, where we get to converse with guys in the United States who have been part of the World Athletes Recruitment Journey, guys who are currently studying and playing soccer in the United States. So today I'm excited. I have one of our former recruits who's currently at Wayland Baptist College in the United States in an NIA college. Let me give you this opportunity to introduce yourself. May you please do?
Hi guys, my name is Francis Motsi. I'm from Chitungwiza, Zimbabwe, and as Philip already suggested, I'm currently playing at Wayland Baptist, an NIA program, and yeah, I'm happy to join you guys.
So I'm happy to have you, Franco. I think this interview has been one of those that we're supposed to have had a long time ago. This is now your third, or most likely your final year in the United States as a student athlete. So I'm happy to be talking about your recruitment journey because yours was an interesting journey. It's one of those where you firmly believe that if someone puts their minds to it, they can definitely achieve what they want to achieve. So for the sake of progress, I'm gonna have to ask you, where and when did you start playing soccer?
Uh, to be honest, I don't really have an exact date, but I believe that it was like way early, maybe around 4 to 5 years. I always wanted to play because my uncle, my mother's brother, was playing, so I always followed him around and just tried to be like him and play. And it was around when I was around 6 years that I followed him to one of his academies that was in Chitungwiza at Second Muringwe school. So they were just having an academy there, which was called Dynamics Soccer Academy. So I just followed him there and play. And it was when I was in grade two that I started playing for my primary school, which is Zingisa 5 Primary School. And I would pretty much say that's when I started really playing under something serious. Yes.
Okay, so we can definitely say your uncle had a profound effect on you and eventually playing soccer. So can you tell me
Yeah,
more
that's
about you playing soccer from the time you were at Zengeza Primary and then transitioning into high school soccer?
so yeah, when I was at Zingisa 5 Primary, that was really when I really thought I would do something with the sport because of my primary school coach, which is Mr. Marawa. He believed in me, and starting playing in grade two is not something that's really usual for a lot of people because you're grade two and there are people in grade seven, six, and five that want to play too. And I managed to play during that early age because my coach believed that I could do it. And from where we stay in the high density suburbs, it's really hard for you to kind of have like a good academy that can actually nurture you to be an actual soccer player. So from then, I was in different academies locally, the likes of Youngsters Soccer Academy, the likes of Far Post Academy. Then it was when I was in grade seven or yeah, I should be grade seven that I was grade seven or six that was suggested to a academy that was also local, but it was playing in the Ireland Junior Football League. So it was almost like the first time I would actually be on a combi to say I'm going to play soccer, which was Rooney's Soccer Academy, which was also called Lucky Three Academy. From I think it was founded by Mr. Nyamande. Yeah, it was founded by Mr. Nyamande in Zengeza. That's when I started really going outside of Chitungwiza to actually play soccer, and I was supposed to have a scholarship from that academy before it kind of fell off, and that's when I started going to Far Post Academy with a few friends. Then from then, I went to the town. So it's a big thing for soccer players to say like I want to play in Harare. I want to go out in the town to play for a club there. So it was with my friend called Mukudze that we just thought because Purpose had a game that day and that game was postponed. So we just thought because we have a few dollars on us, let's just go get a combi and go into town and play some soccer. The original plan was to go to Friendly Academy, because it was just coming up and a lot of people were talking about Friendly Academy, and we just thought we would try and go and find it, which was called, they were playing at the Lennox Sports Club, I think, but we didn't know where Lennox Sports Club were, so we just started wandering in town. Then we ended up at Prince Edward School, where we met Mr. Mauto. I think a lot of people know him with his work he's been doing with the young, the grassroots and stuff. So we met him that day. We managed to train, and yeah, from then we started playing for Prince Edward Academy, and from then got into the hands of Mr. Norman Taringa, which I think is a really big part of my sports journey. Because he believed me too. He believed, because there was a gap between the 2001s and the 2000s. Most of the 2000s that I'm talking about right now are playing in the local Premier League. Some of them are playing. We have Munashe Garananga, who's playing in Denmark right now. He was playing with that group, so I managed to get into that group, and from then, yeah, started playing a lot of Prince Edward Academy, and I then transferred to Zingiza One High School from my primary school, and it was when I was in Form 3 that I transferred to Prince Edward School, and yeah, that's my soccer journey. Yeah.
Okay, Prince Edward is known for grooming a lot of youngsters. We have got the likes of Tino Kadewere. We now have Munashe Gananga, and then we have also yesteryear boys. So they have a very good track record per se of producing very
Yeah.
good talent. So from your group, you said there was Munashe and Garanganga. Who else was part of that group that is notable?
Oh, there's a lot, because that group, as I said, I was 2001, and there was some 2000s and 2001s. The other group, which was almost like the senior group for me, with Akiazo El Shaddai Magaya, is playing for FC Platinum right now,
Mhm.
and we have players like Tinashe Kadoba. He had a stint at Dynamos, and who else? We have a lot of people, and as the group started merging, we had players like Katawa, Nigel Katawa. He also played for Dynamos as small stint. Then we had Brandon Nyagurungo also came into that era, and when the 2000 group, which was coached by Norman Taringa, when it shifted, I stayed at the under 16, 17s, when I was coached by Jacob Chapungama,
Okay.
and a lot of players also came through, which the likes of Bio Antonio, who's playing in
Mhm.
Belgium right now. He came up with that group with Sean Muzinde. Menard Matsikize is playing in Botswana right now, in the top flight in Botswana. I already mentioned Brendan Nyagurungwa. There's a lot of players to be mentioned there. I might miss a few names, but it was a
Yeah,
good
so
crop of players.
you guys had an interesting talent pool. But I remember there was a time when we were recruiting, and then we actually tried to recruit Bio Antonio. We did manage to work with Brandon, who's now currently in the NCAA Division One in the States. So yeah, I can testify to the fact that you guys had a very good group. So for you, you were in Chitungwiza, you go on to Zengeza I1, and from Zengeza I1, you go on to Prince Edward. At what point did you learn about the recruitment process of going to the United States, and why was that an option for you?
So as everyone knows, it's not a secret. As everyone know that every parent back home, back in Zimbabwe, they want us to follow the education route, and some players and some people just think they are not they are the parents are shunning them away from their dream, but it's not really the case. So for me, I decided to look for a window that I can use both of them, and actually trying to succeed in both of them. And that's when, after I transferred to Prince Edward School, with the help of a lot of people, actually, I have people that I have to mention. The likes of Tafazo Chisanko is a really good brother of mine. He always been part of my journey, sponsored with me with transport money, with a lot of stuff, and I didn't deserve that, and he wasn't meant to do that, but he did that from the bottom of his heart. So from when I went to that journey, those are some few people that believed, because my education side was really good. Testimony to me going to Zingiza Wanai, which is a school that doesn't really take people that are not really good in the academic side. So when I decided to be like, okay, I want to go from that academic strong school to the sporting strong school like Prince Edward School, it was a matter of me trying to chase both. And I came across Mr. Taruinga, and after when I was done with my Form 4, he came up and said, "Oh, there's a way that you can actually come back here and have a chance to go to the United States." And I was really happy to hear about that story, because United States being a huge thing about student athletes and stuff, I thought that would be like a good opportunity for me to go there and actually make my parents believe in the dream and stuff. And that's when he introduced me to user Philip Ndemera. I just said, "Oh, there are some players that went in that route, so it's an actually a trusted route with players like Frank Mutandi being through that too." Frank is one of the players that when I came at Prince Edward School, I kind of mixed that with Jacob Chavungama coaching the senior group with the likes of Frank Mutandi and a lot of guys there. So they kind of, I kind of played with them, and Frank Mutandi having to go through that journey too. I was meant to follow that same route, and I started talking with him, and he actually gave me confidence about the World Athletes Recruits program. So I started following it more and more, and I got in touch with you guys.
Okay. So we then have to thank Frank for getting you in touch with us. So eventually, how then
Yeah.
did you end up in the United States? A lot of people from your background usually don't have either the information they need to for them to get recruited, or at times they don't have the sponsorship that is needed for them to get into the United States. As we know, much of the scholarships that people get, they might not be 100% scholarship, and then you still have to cater for your insurance, and then you still have to cater also for your flight and ticket to the university. So how did it happen for you? How did you eventually end up in the United States?
To be honest, I don't think I have like enough words to actually put it together. I also just grace by the grace of God, because as I told you, everything that I've told you, it was just that young kid in me that thought I could do a lot in soccer. But to be honest, there's more to that. There's the financial aspect you have to meet to a lot of stuff, and there's money to be paid, and there's a lot of stuff. And for me, I would just say it was grace, because as I mentioned before, I have people like Tafazo Chisango who made sure. I mean, those places, there are some people that helped me to get to a certain point. In that, like my first actual trial to go into the Prince Edward Academy, I went on to catch a lift, as people often do and stuff, and I didn't have soccer boots on me, and there was someone that actually saw that I didn't have boots, and he managed to say, "Okay, when you get into town, don't pay anything right now. When you get into town, just call me and say you've seen the soccer cleats that you want, and I'll pay for them." There was also some other things. Then when I was at Prince Edward School, I just walked up to someone who came from South Africa, and I just asked if he can help me get anywhere, Europe or anything. And he just took my number, and he messaged me like 2 years later and said, "Oh, Francis, I didn't see anything, but is there something you want to do?" And I just told him that there is the program that I'm training with right now, which is World Athletes Recruits, and they are helping me to do some of the things, because financially I wasn't able to do it. They're helping me to get to some point, but there's some financial obligations that I have to meet. The likes of like the training facilities and stuff I have to pay, because they cannot really cover everything else. Of course, they believe in the talent. They help me to meet me halfway, but there's some point that I have to pay. And he started paying the other side of everything. And with the grace of God, I managed to do all the world athletes recruit things with the help of him and the help of the program, because they just believe that I can get there, and they believe in talent. I know I was coming from a not rich background. Like almost a low income earning background, so they helped me get to there because they've seen the opportunity and they've seen the potential, and they've given me the opportunity. I'm sorry. So that was the thing, and we started doing the paperwork and stuff with the help of this well wisher, and yeah, I got here. My parents didn't have to pay anything, and it was all God from the starting point. Yes.
Many a times people get scholarships, but because of the variances that in regards to what they have to pay and what they can afford, many people end up not going to the United States. But then when I was working with you, or rather when we were working with you, there's something that is always okay. So from what you had just said, you were speaking about the demands of the game, how much is expected of you, and then you also it shows that you also have a responsibility towards the team on the soccer side. You also have a responsibility of being a student athlete as well, because the first thing that comes is you're a student first before you're an athlete. That's why it's called a student athlete, right? What advantages would you say having a scholarship gives you in this situation? Like it has been a good experience for you, but what are the advantages of having a scholarship?
Oh yeah, as I said earlier on, scholarship just allows you to actually get the best education out there, and you not being as I said, coming from a low income family, it's really huge for me to have a scholarship that covers most of my classes, and it's almost like I'm getting paid from playing soccer. It's almost like I'm pro already, but that money is also going to my development in the academic side. So it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing for people like me that we can actually get the best from our education without even paying anything, but just playing the sport that we love. Yeah.
Okay. So now moving to the social side of life in the United States, how was that transition for you from the Zimbabwean culture and moving into the American culture? The American culture is very diverse as we understand. So how was it for you moving from the Zimbabwean culture and then you're now in the States?
I think it was just I was fortunate enough to be into a community that was small and loved the international students. In Iowa, I went into like some families that were really happy to see me around. Some of the families that actually in contact with right now, they help me on my holidays. They treat me like I'm almost their son, and which is really a really good thing. So I didn't have like a lot of problems in that aspect because of the people in there. They were loving and stuff. Their families like the Grady's, they helped me a lot in my breaks and stuff. They treat me like their own son and stuff. So I kind of feel at home a lot from that aspect of the thing. And as a school that we had like most of the international students, sometimes we have problems having people to come and watch our games, but the community came in and just supported us as one of their own and stuff. And being able to award them with the national title was a really huge thing because it actually made that small town to be seen on the bigger stage too. So they love us for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember videos of you guys having a street parade after winning the nationals. You guys actually went on a tour and you were showing people your trophy. How was that experience
Yeah.
for the community that you guys were in and for you guys as well?
It was a big experience. It was a big experience. And right now, to mention, I have like a lot of kids that look up to me. There's a lot of kids that also ask for advice in sporting wise. There's some kids that I end up like just helping, mentoring, coaching, and those people they were really happy to see that we can make it at a big stage because from a small town, just seeing a small group of players playing every time, you just don't know the type of level they are playing the soccer in, and to actually then okay after a few months to hear that they won the national tournament with everyone of all the 50 states, all the other colleges participating in that, but your small group from your own town being out there, it actually made them proud and actually made those kids believe that there's a lot of things that they can achieve if they just believe and stick to what they believe in. Yes.
Yeah, I remember you were saying that in your team you had 50 athletes, and then you
Yeah.
were all coming from different countries. Um, how is it like to be in a dressing room that's full of people from South America, from Europe, from Africa, from North America, from all over the world? How was that experience for you?
It's a very good experience, to be honest. It's a very good experience, and it's also like networking. So it's like some other people. There's some people that they have friends on social media that are from other countries and stuff. But for us, it's almost like those friends on social media. They're in the same room with you, so you have your friends that are speaking that the language that you don't really know, but you have an opportunity to say, okay, can you teach me that and stuff. It actually gives you an opportunity to understand what other people like go through, what food they eat, and understand them better than just seeing them on TV. So it's actually a dream. And for us who watch international soccer, we understand that in a team there's a lot of nationalities in the same team. So it's almost like I'm living that dream already, having players from other different countries and actually learning a lot from them and just being together with them all the time. It's a really big feeling. Yeah, it's a huge one.
Okay. And then how has been life in general? Some people get homesick, they miss the food. Some of them they miss the environment of just being home in Zimbabwe. How has been that environment for you? Understanding that you moved from Iowa and then you're now at Wayland
Yeah.
Baptist. How has been that environment, considering you've been moving from place to place?
Uh, I'd say it's all in your head sometimes. It's all in your head. You feel how you want to feel and stuff sometimes. But it was a huge change because I wasn't close to the people that I have actually went up to feel like family to them. But the people that really like you around, they will always find ways and times to be contact with you. As I mentioned, another family from Spencer, which I had my JUCO, which are the gradies. So all the time they have two boys that play soccer. My favorite boys are Adson and Digan, and we always be on a course sometimes and just trying to mentor them through their high school career and stuff. And we always stay in contact. And the cell phone and everything brings the gap. When I get to my breaks, like summer and stuff, I go back there. And the other thing that made me kind of merge into that society and community is actually helping me here too to get into this community. There are some things like community outreach that actually go out there and help out the needy people and just kind of help through clubs and stuff. And going to church also help us to actually be included in the society. Yeah, I'm going to First Baptist Church, and the people there, they like us as being internationals who are into the community and trying to help out a lot. And the people that you go across from your first time here, they are just building a network too. They're also building a community for you. Like my JUCO coach, Coach Ben McRae, his wife, his sons, and everything. It's now like almost a big family. We on call every time. I talk to him every time. He watch my games all the time. So it's been helpful because the time that we spend with those other people is not just going out for West. It actually brought like a family where people that are also caring for you, that you have your best interest at heart, and you can also manage to call your parents and they can follow your way through and everything. So it's not that hard, to be honest. Of course, I get homesick because there's a lot of friends that I was with for almost the huge part of my life, but just we connect with them, the social medias and everything. So it's not that hard, but yeah, sometimes it takes a lot.
Okay, I like that. So as we were conversing, I was just looking at the jerseys behind you.
Yeah.
What's the story behind the jerseys?
The jerseys, of all the jerseys at the back, it's only two that are mine.
Hmm.
Most of them I get them from friends. Some friends give me the jerseys, And some of them, as I told you about the different countries that we have here, as you can see in my back, this side, this one is a Mallorca jersey. Is from Spain. My roommate is from Spain. He's from Seville, Spain. So it is his thing to collect the jerseys from La Liga and stuff. So he brought a lot because we have this common room that we just said, okay, everyone just bring out the jersey that you have and you just put them on the wall, and it just serves as a reminder of the things that we can end up achieving, also having our names at the back of the big clubs jerseys and stuff. And it's almost serves as a thing that we can look up to every time I get out of my room and walk through a lot of jerseys. I'll be like, mine will be up there one day. So yeah.
Okay, and then coming back to home, what advice would you give to people who are currently in Chitungwiza, who have the same dreams as you? People who are looking to say, how can I be where Francis is today?
I would just say research. Research is a big thing. Research is a big thing. Just research about a lot of things. There are some things that we kill our dreams because of lack of knowledge, to be honest, because we don't know anything. Some people they want to be here in the United States, but because they don't know how they can get there, they just stay behind and think there's just going to be something that they'll just will pick them up from there. For me, it was a matter of I had a dream and I kind of try to push into that, and God will met me where I wanted him, because only God will start where we finish, like where we think we have nowhere to go. That's when he helps. We actually have to have a thing. We actually have to have an idea of what we want to do. So just research and yeah, research, patience, and just training hard. And there are people like the World Athletes Recruits that you can research about. There are a lot of other recruiting programs that you can research about. There are a lot of schools that you can research about, and just research will take you further and stuff. And just be faithful and pray for what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I almost forgot. So you're currently at Wayland Baptist. Can you tell us a bit more about Wayland Baptist? And I understand you're playing the NIA. What is the NIA? And what is Wayland Baptist University?
So Wayland Baptist University, it's a non-government, it's a non-profit making organization. So it was built by Christian believers, people that just thought they could give back to the society, actually make God's work go around. So it's a Christian place that allows us to also build on our Christian side, our faith side, as much as our academic and sports side. So it's been a really crucial place for me. Of course, the first initial idea and the first initial part that I wanted to do was to go to the NCAA, but ending up here, it's actually good for me because it kept me rooted and actually grew my faith, and I managed to be around people that believe that the sport wise and everything and God is always also the same thing, because when you're at other schools and you're doing well in the sporting field and you don't have anyone to kind of bring you back to the Christian path, you kind of get carried away and end up doing the wrong things. So Wayland Baptist has been that bridge from my sporting, academic, and my faith, and it's been really helpful a lot. And I managed to come in and make a name for myself. We didn't really achieve what we wanted to achieve, and I just have faith that it might be the same theme as what happened at my JUCO. My first year wasn't as good, but here it's almost better than how it was on my first year there. So I'm really optimistic of getting a lot of stuff, and I want to see what the future holds next season.
Okay, and then you didn't touch on the NIA. What is the NIA, and how is that league like in terms of competition?
Also, the NIA, there's a lot of misunderstanding that goes around. Some people think the NIA is not as competitive as the NCAA, but I would beg to differ. I know it's not as organized as it is as the NIA, and the exposure part as the NIA is broadcasted a lot. But in terms of competition, it's also difficult given that the eligibility eligibility rules are less stricter at the NIA. So you have players that come from places that they even played professional in some sense, and the eligibility is less strict. They kind of allow them to play a lot, and that will make the competition even stiffer and hard because there's also no age limit. So if players that are really experienced into the sport, and you kind of compete with them all the time. So it's almost like the closest feeling is playing professional too, because you can play with a 27-year-old at any given time, and you have to match up to their ability and stuff. And it's really competitive. It's really competitive, and there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of competition which is put into that, and a lot of traveling. And it's really enjoyable to play in here.
Yeah, so when we're looking at the NIA, we're looking at some big institutions such as Lindsay Wilson. We're looking at programs such as Bethel in Tennessee. In comparison, what how would you say Wayland fares with such programs? Well, when you're looking at Lindsay Wilson, you can have a roster where some people have played for PSG, some people have played for Arsenal under 2021s, and then how is it in comparison to where you are?
So Wayland Baptist is kind of at a rebuilding stage. They managed to win the national title in 2017.
Mhm.
So it's almost close to 9 years, I think, 9 to 7 years. So coming from that stage that they won from 2017, and they won the conference year in 2018 and stuff, and they kind of had like a rough patch. But now, because they're building back again, they are not as close to the crop of players like all those schools that you have mentioned, but they are actually rebuilding, and I feel like they're gonna come up back to the podium like the other schools soon. And I just hope that it will be with my time here. My last year here might be one of the biggest times that we ever have. Yeah.
Okay, so going into your last year, as you have just said, what goals do you have in your last year in university?
To be honest, I kind of I'm kind of a person that will try to push myself hard, and as I told you, like with the actual career that I had, the initial career that I have with my junior college, being able to see how it feels to be at the top of the crop of teams that's there. I kind of want to be at that stage again in a different setup, in a different league, because of course, I've achieved something, but you always be criticized of. Some people will say you fell off. Some people will say, "Oh, you won this with this team, but you failed to do anything with that team."
Mhm.
So, for my personal ego, I want to be up there again, because I know how it feels, and I just don't want to be up there like without enjoying my last year. I want to enjoy my last year, and I want to prepare myself mentally and physically to be able to make a decision to either go pro or other things at the end. So I want to be at the biggest mental and physical state. And I just hope it's gonna be a good time. So I hope I'll have a good season to help us get to that point. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Um, so as the interview comes to an end, is there anything that you'd want to tell to people who are possibly looking at or who are watching the interview who want to come to the United States? Do you have anything that you might want to give them as advice?
Yes, there's a little bit. I just want to say like just yeah, praying a lot. It doesn't matter what you pray to. Actually, I think we pray to the same God. I just encourage people to be prayerful, pray a lot, and just put your plans to God, and just be in contact with the people that actually understands where you're going, and don't just listen to everyone, because a lot of people might tell you that you can never do that, but people like me are just testimony to some things that people thought it never happened. I've come across a lot of people that helped me through this journey, a lot of people that helped my spiritual aspect. Uh, I have people like Kona Dubambe. It's a big brother of mine. He has helped me in the prayer aspect because it's not just what I can do on the field. It's also about my spiritual aspect, my spiritual fitness, my mental health, and a lot of things. And just stay rooted to the ground and just keep on working hard, and a lot of things will come your way if you just believe that the things will happen, and be in contact with the people that understand the side here, the the programs such as the World Athletes Recruit can help you, can meet you where you are, and just help you try to get to the point you are. And it's not as easy as it looks. It's not as easy as it seems. You just need to be in contact with the right people that will actually nurture you to the person that you need to be when you come here. Yeah.
I think what I like about you, Francis, is um, the faith and belief that you have in God swaying things your way. A lot of people, we tend to not be able to comprehend that and believe. But I like that about you because when I'm looking at having come from Chitungwiza, having come from the background that you come from, I like about the fact that you don't give up. You're very persistent. You're very consistent, and it's a good quality. So if there's anyone who's listening to the interview, I would advise them to copy that from you. But I saw how much belief can influence the end result of something from you. So I'm happy that you're now in the United States. I wish you well in your final year in university. I also wish your program well as you guys try to win the championship and bring it back to Wayland Baptist. And then for the guys that are listening, I'd like to thank you. You can also have more information on Wayland Baptist on our Facebook page. You can also visit their Facebook page as well. We also have videos of Francis Motsi on our Facebook page. He also has a YouTube channel. I almost forgot. That's something that we should have talked about. Tell us, you now have F Motsi Show on YouTube. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the other thing that I've been doing a lot this semester because as we said, there's some people that are looking up to me, like back home, back in Iowa and everything. So that tutorial channel is just a way of me giving back to the community and actually giving back to the people back in Zimbabwe to say, okay, I managed to come here, but this is what I'm doing now to be for them to be able to be part of my day-to-day life, to actually fuel their dreams and fuel their hunger to get here and just help them to be able to be part of some high level practice that I've gone through and stuff, and just help them being the best version of themselves there and stuff. So it's just a way of me to be out there for people to see. Because some other people they will say, if you're doing something, just make sure no one can see you do something. But I feel like there's a lot of people that also want to see how I'm doing it and how they can improve their game. So I feel like a lot of people are going to benefit a lot from that YouTube channel. It's just gonna make me be at a position that I can help without being close to them. Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, you had it from the man himself. You can also visit his YouTube channel. It's F Motsi Show. We can also include a link to the YouTube channel on the description of this video. So you guys can click on that and then you can get to see what he's been doing on his YouTube channel. I found it interesting because he's also teaching you on how you can be a better footballer, how you can improve your technique, how you can improve your game awareness, how you can improve your movement. So it's something that you guys might want to have a look at. So thank you, Francis, for giving us time. Thank you for also giving advice to the guys that are looking forward to coming to the United States. And may you continue to be blessed. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen to the interview. And we're looking forward. Next week, we're talking to Tinashe Simbo. He graduates today. So we are happy. We have a number of guys who are graduating today. So we're happy about that. So thank you guys for your time. And we see you next time.